If you've spent any amount of time studying the evolution of field gear, from the waxed canvas shelter halves of early 20th century armies to the synthetic tarps in modern expedition kits, you start to notice a pattern. Every generation thinks its material is the peak of durability until something lighter, stronger and more adaptable comes along. Survivalists today stand at that exact moment of transition, and most people don't even realize it. Because while everyone keeps arguing about which canvas tarp is best or how to waterproof cotton duck, a simple, unassuming building material has quietly become the most effective survival tarp a person can carry. That material is Tyvek. And once you understand how it behaves in the field and why it outperforms canvas in almost every category that matters, the entire concept of what a real tarp should be starts to shift. The goal of this guide is to walk you through that transition and show you why upgrading your tarp might be the smartest move you make this year. So, the differences between Tyvek and canvas really start with weight and how easy they are to move around in the field. Now, canvas, well, it's got history on its side. For generations, soldiers, explorers, loggers and ranchers, folks from all walks of life, relied on canvas to cover their shelters. It's durable and reliable, sure, but canvas is also heavy, bulky, and honestly, it can be really slow to dry. Anyone who's ever had to haul a wet canvas tarp after a night of rain knows just how miserable that weight can get. Tyvek, on the other hand, actually started out as a construction material, not as outdoor gear. It's basically a high-density polyethylene sheet, vapor-permeable but still water-resistant. And, well, the moment someone realized it could be used as an ultralight tarp, everything sort of changed. A standard Tyvek sheet weighs a fraction of an equivalent canvas tarp, which means it doesn't just ride easier in your pack, it also allows you to carry other gear you would have left behind. In survival terms, that's a direct advantage. You can cover more ground, conserve more energy, and set up shelter faster with less effort. A practical example proves the point. If someone hikes 10 kilometers with a 4.5 kilogram canvas tarp strapped to their pack, they're burning significantly more calories than someone carrying a 700-gram Tyvek sheet. Over long distances and long-term survival conditions, that gap compounds. Energy saved is survival gained, and Tyvek gives you that advantage without sacrificing shelter capability. The real secret is how Tyvek handles water, moisture, and vapor exchange. Canvas must be maintained. It needs waterproofing, oiling, or waxing, and even then, it absorbs moisture. That moisture adds weight, reduces insulation performance, and if the weather turns cold, the fabric can stiffen or even freeze. Tyvek behaves differently. It sheds water but still lets vapor pass through, which prevents condensation buildup inside the shelter. That gives you a dry overhead cover without the clammy interior that cheap plastic tarps create. For field use, especially in mixed or unpredictable climates, this matters more than most people realize. A tarp that traps moisture becomes a mold factory, and canvas will absolutely mold if stored damp. Tyvek dries in minutes, and even after repeated soakings, it doesn't retain water. Try this simple application in the field. Set up a lean-to using Tyvek on one night and canvas on another under similar conditions. Sleep under both. You'll feel the difference immediately. Under canvas, humidity builds and drips back down. Under Tyvek, the interior stays noticeably drier with less condensation forming. That comfort translates directly into better sleep, better energy management, and better decision-making the next day. Durability becomes most interesting when you compare real-world wear. Canvas is tough. It can survive sparks, abrasion, and rough handling. But that toughness comes with a trade-off. When canvas finally tears, repairs require heavy thread, patching, or a needle and awl. Tyvek doesn't behave like fabric. It behaves more like a hybrid between paper and plastic. It resists tearing extremely well, and even when a hole does form, repairs are almost laughably simple. A strip of Tyvek tape, or even standard construction tape, bonds instantly and permanently. This gives Tyvek a major survival advantage. If your shelter takes damage in the middle of a storm, canvas demands proper repair gear and time, two things you may not have. Tyvek lets you fix the issue immediately and get back under cover. Noise and flexibility become a factor only if you know how to condition Tyvek properly. One common complaint about Tyvek is the crinkle. Straight off a construction roll, it can be loud, but that's only the beginning stage. Once conditioned, meaning crumpled repeatedly, kneaded, folded, and worked by hand, the material softens dramatically. After conditioning, the noise drops, the texture becomes more flexible, and the tarp handles far more like a traditional outdoor fabric. Many people who dismiss Tyvek have never used a conditioned sheet. It's a simple process that takes about 15 minutes and, it permanently improves field performance. If you want to upgrade Tyvek even further, you can paint it with acrylic or latex. This softens the material, darkens its colour for concealment, and adds a light, protective finish. Canvas, on the other hand, requires a full waterproofing treatment to achieve similar performance. The long-term survival value really lies in field adaptability. Tyvek can serve as a ground sheet, poncho, bivvy cover, improvised dry bag, gear wrap, or even a windbreak. Cutting or reshaping it doesn't compromise the entire sheet the way altering canvas does. In a long-term field scenario, that adaptability means a single Tyvek sheet can replace an entire bundle of gear. A canvas tarp cannot be cut without sacrificing structural integrity. Tyvek thrives on modification, and that alone makes it priceless for survivalists who value multi-purpose equipment. All right. So this is the moment to upgrade your survival tarp. Canvas had its era, and it served well. But Tyvek is what modern survival practice really demands. It's lighter, faster, simpler, and just more adaptable. It's the material that lets you move farther, rest better, repair faster, and carry more of what actually keeps you alive. If you take one thing from this guide, it's this. A survival tarp shouldn't be a burden. It should be a force multiplier. And right now, Tyvek is the material that best delivers that advantage. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more historically grounded gear analysis and field-tested insights, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share this video with a fellow enthusiast, and help keep this community growing strong.